I'll put it in my utility belt. Give me some of that shit.
Yeah, give me some of that, Batman. Give me some of that, Superman. I'll be able to just have it in my utility belt. It's always about the utility belt with you, isn't it, Batman?
Shh, Wonder Woman's coming. The Frank Miller version of Wonder Woman, which makes everyone crap themselves.
She's so scary, and yet she lets Superman kiss her randomly. And world shake. It was good though. It's fun.
We won't get into Batman and Robin and stuff.
Okay.
But so yeah, okay. The fact that Lois would have a baby.
That's all right. She might.
Okay, she might have a baby. But how would how quickly did she meet and sleep with Richard? And
that must have been really fast.
And how fast did Clark leave for Krypton after Superman 2 ended?
Probably really fast.
And probably the next day, meeting Richard about a week or two afterwards. And I think Richard's a fairly intelligent person, unless of course she was pregnant. Well, she must have been pregnant when she met Richard, but maybe Richard knew this and they're just covering. But
yeah,
it
maybe
gel.
Richard's being the nice guy, but we never find that out. And there are lots of questions that need answering.
And to be honest, in my opinion, I think Jason is a completely and utterly unnecessary character. He just did not need to be thrown in the mix because, it fucks around with Superman mythology and it just raises a whole lot of questions. And it raises questions against Superman's morals. I mean, Christ almighty, we're having enough problems.
I mean, if Superman's there, right, and after Superman 2, and he can hear everything, or see everything. You sure he wouldn't just go, hang on, Lois, you have a baby? I mean, how fast must he have left not to have worked that out?
Yeah, to not hear the second heartbeat.
You know what? So some people, it's a question that occasionally comes up. Should Superman have a son in the comics now that Clark and Lois have been married for years, and we don't really know how long now because of Infinite Crisis and New Earth.
Which is a point. DC, will you decide the origins of Superman and do not decide its birthright? I mean, don't do it at all.
None of us want the giant spider or Lex Luthor to have a huge kryptonite web that he
Clark
never
did
used
not
again.
grow up with Lex Luthor. I am sorry, you are watching Smallville and it's like fucking Galactus as a cloud, because why? Because in Iron Man, Nick Fury is showing up as Ultimate Nick Fury. It's just wrong.
Yeah, we like Samuel L. Jackson, but we don't want to see you as Nick Fury. I'm sorry. You might even do a good job. As you can tell by the way he clattered the glass on the plate, he's not happy, and well, I can just cover up my anger.
I'm more expressive with mine.
He is. It's why we're such a good balance. But yeah, I mean, it's a question that comes up with the comics, should they have a child? If they did, what would that change? And no one really knows until they've never done it, because they're wise enough to realise that perhaps breaking that paradigm would take a lot of work and a lot of explanation, and that they could never really do it properly or do it justice or something.
Exactly.
Or something. And yet the movies have done it just to be a bit different.
Yeah.
It's a bit odd, really. It's not something that was ever really explored. It was nearly explored in The New Adventures of Superman, wasn't it? In Lois and Clark.
Nearly, but still, having Jason there, not needed, makes no sense, and really pissed me off, to be honest. It was like, why are you throwing this in the mix? You didn't need to. I mean, this is a problem when people take things that have already been done and then they try and put their own stamp on it, that they have to add something to make it theirs. I mean, for fuck's sake, has anyone seen Thunderbirds? And I mean, the original 60s puppet series, which is excellent, and then watch that shitty film. I mean, why? It wasn't needed. People keep on doing that. Keep on having to, we want to make this
we want to make this more relevant to the younger generation by making some of the characters children.
No, it's not needed. Just
I'm sorry.
We're purists. We really are purists. We think we have fallen in love with this particular thing. We love Superman comics and Superman TV shows and Superman films because they're a certain way. Why? Why feel that? Actually, Well, fuck them. We'll just put our own thing in. It just and the thing is, it wasn't explained. At the end of the film, you're still going, but what?
But what? But I mean, if he is his son, then that's sort of all right. But then,
and how did it happen? How does it link up with the Superman 2?
Hopefully, it'll be explained in Man of Steel. And if it isn't, then well, yeah.
Will it? I don't know if it will. I really don't.
Oh, it'll be better. That just hurts.
Well, they better, but I don't think they will.
Because, I mean, they don't have to explain it necessarily. I mean, you can just say, oh yes, Superman and Lois had sex, and yay, there was a Jason, and Lois suspected it might be Superman's son, and so she hid that particular fact from everyone, including her own son, and then found out he had powers, and rah.
He still shouldn't have been there. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, but that's another topic.
Yeah, but also it's the fact that DC said go along with it.
Yeah, that's a bit odd. Maybe they're just treading water. Maybe they were thinking about doing it themselves, and they thought, well, let's do it in film and see how people accept it, or not. Plus, they have kind of got it going on with John's and Donna's.
Yeah, but we know that's not his son.
That's true. Yeah.
And still, if even it's an orphan from Krypton, take out the whole Zod thing. It's not his.
Yeah.
It's not him being. It technically makes Superman an irresponsible and surrogate father.
Yes.
Nah.
No. It is, and also it gives the child a ton of father issues. Who's my real father? Is it the person who's been raising me?
And by the way, so hang on, Mum. You didn't tell Dad that you were pregnant with me, and Dad, you buggered off into space for 6 years, which isn't enough time to get to Krypton and back. I'm sorry.
And also the drawing he does for Lois later epitomises this problem, because you've got Superman and Richard and Lois and him, and it's
Well, actually, I think that she was just drawing how they all left the plane. Left the boat.
Yeah, maybe, but it also could be his feelings on the matter. It's a bit controversial, as I think we've just.
I mean, the three bits that really piss me off in this film are A, Superman spying on Lois, B, the fact that Richard is there completely, and C, the Kryptonite Mountain. Oh man, dude, we've got like 20 minutes to tape.
See, this is what happens when we run off on the Jason thing.
Well, we need to. This is the whole point. People want to watch this. So actually, let's people, if you're watching this, you know the film. So I think we should just go through the big things.
Yes, let's go to the big things.
So yeah, anyway, there's a Pulitzer Prize, and Lois is making phone calls, and she's actually being Lois Lane in this. And then she forgets about Jason and goes to pick him up to take him to the Pulitzer. But not before she stops off at the Gertrude, where she is the most irresponsible parent in the world.
Because, she doesn't just say, right, this could be maybe potentially dangerous, I'll take Jason home and then I'll come back. She just says, right, I'll go on the boat and I'll take Jason with me.
And Jason goes, can I stay in the car? No, because that would be safe if I locked all the doors and left you in a car. And so anyway, it turns out to be Lex Luthor's boat, and Lex Luthor captures them.
Yeah, and he captures them in the greatest possible way. It's raining.
Yeah,
and you can already tell, you can see in Spacey's eyes that he's thinking about killing them right there and then. So Spacey's awesome.
Anyway, no one can find Lois at this point. We go back, and Lex is revealing his plan, and it is awesome. It is just an awesome. It is Spacey being Lex Luthor. It was that scene that made me go, this is the best Lex Luthor the cinema has ever seen. The screen has ever seen that's ever been seen.
It's pretty good. It is pretty good.
Oh, it was great.
And there are a lot of nice homages to Donna, including...
It was.
What was it? Kitty, what did my father say to me? Get out. Before that, you're losing your hair.
But yeah, no, when I met Spacey, I said to him, I said, listen, don't tell Rosenbaum this, but you are my favourite Lex Luthor. And he looked at me, he rolled his eyes and went, the Baum, that hack. Spacey is an amazingly funny man if you actually get to meet him. I love being a super fan, such privileges. So yes, anyway, Lex tells his plan about land. He's got the crystals because he's going to build a whole new continent and then sell the land. He's still on the land thing, which is another lovely homage.
Indeed.
And he goes, go on, let me hear you say it. You're insane. Not that. Superman will run! And he does the wrong line, and it's fantastic. I think I've made someone in the other room jump.
Which is quite funny. The sound.
And then he has the kryptonite thing and he goes, who is this boy's father?
Mind of muscle. And you can see the cogs turning in Spacey.
This is another thing about Jason, because he's about to get his powers, and does that activate his powers?
Is the introduction of kryptonite to his system something what
does it activates his cells and stuff?
Because that was a theory a mate of ours came up with the other day.
No, that's a theory I came up with.
Was it a theory you came up with?
Yeah.
Oh, right, I don't apologise.
No, because, so basically we get on a bit and, so hang on, who's this boy's father? They go on the deck, they fire the kryptonite, because they've got the kryptonite, they stick the crystal in it, they fire it out, it makes off the EMP thing. Look, meanwhile Lois is trying to send a fax, and the fax goes dead, and because the goons pulled the lead, and starts bashing Lois around. Now,